Manchester United transfer news. Red Devils eyeing summer swoop for Real Madrid-linked defender. Manchester United have reportedly entered the race to sign Real Madrid-linked defender Dean Huijsen from Bournemouth. Huijsen spent the second half of last season on loan at Roma, before he joined Bournemouth from Juventus for £12.8 million ahead of the current campaign. The 19-year-old experienced a slow start to life in the Premier League, settling for just 2 starts in Bournemouth's first 13 top-flight matches of the season. Huiver, an injury to Marcos Senesi opened the door for Huijsen to form a central defensive partnership with Ilya Zabarnyi. Huijsen went on to start 10 of Bournemouth's 11 matches in an impressive unbeaten run, helping his side keep 5 clean sheets in that period before the club's undefeated streak was brought to an end by Liverpool. Manchester United enter Huijsen race. The former Juventus centre-back has caught the eye with his performances in the Bournemouth backline, leading to speculation that he could be the subject of transfer offers in the summer. A recent report claimed that Real Madrid want to sign the Spain under-21 international, who is said to be keen to complete a move to the Santiago Bernabeu. Premier League duo Chelsea and Newcastle United, as well as German giants Bayern Munich, have also been linked with the Bournemouth man. According to The Sun, Manchester United are the latest side to enter the race to sign the highly rated defender ahead of the 2025 season. The report suggests the Red Devils are considering a summer swoop after identifying the youngster as a potential target. Huijsen has a long-term contract with Bournemouth until June 2030, but he is believed to have a release clause of around £55 million, which will become active in July. Where are Manchester United eyeing Huijsen move? The Man United hierarchy will want to back Ruben Amorim in the summer transfer window so he can bring in players that fit his philosophy and system ahead of his first full season at Old Trafford. The center of Man United's defense is likely to be one area that needs addressing, with Victor Lindelof and Johnny Evans expected to depart when their contracts expire at the end of the season. Erik ten Hag finds new job in the Netherlands. Erik ten Hag could be on his way back into management in the Netherlands, however with one of his former rivals. Former Manchester United boss Erik ten Hag is looking at returning to management in his home nation of the Netherlands. Before joining the Red Devils back in 2022, Ten Hag had managed Ajax for 4.5 years, between December 2017 and June 2022. As such, despite his poor end to life at Old Trafford, Ten Hag is still held in high regard as one of the top Dutch managers in the game. Now, Dutch outlet AD has reported that Ten Hag could be on his way back into management in the Netherlands, however with one of his former rivals. Ajax's main Eredivisie rivals are Feyenoord, who are reportedly considering the former United manager as a potential candidate to be their next manager. The job is currently vacant as Arne Slot's successor, Brian Priske, has been sacked less than a season into the role. Despite being 5th in the Eredivisie, Feyenoord and Priske have now parted ways, with Ten Hag's proven record in the Dutch league as a strong selling point to him being considered. If they do hire Ten Hag, this would be his first role since leaving United in October, having won the Carabao Cup and FA Cup with the Red Devils in his 2.5 years at Old Trafford. Sporting CP boss Rui Borges has provided an update on Victor Gyökeres and Giovanni Quenda amid links to Manchester United. United were linked with several potential new signings during the January transfer window as Ruben Amorim looked to strengthen his squad. Patrick Dorgu and Aiden Heaven were signed from Lecce and Arsenal respectively, but they were not the only names mentioned as being of interest to United. The Manchester Evening News have reported that Quenda remains a player of interest to United ahead of the summer transfer window. Gyökeres, meanwhile, continues to be strongly linked with a move to Old Trafford and reunite with Amorim, with United keen to upgrade their attacking options. Tuesday night saw Sporting suffer a 3-0 defeat at the hands of Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. Quenda started the game, but Borges left Gyökeres on the bench before bringing the striker on just before the hour mark. Gyökeres recently missed 2 matches for Sporting with a thigh injury, but made his return as a substitute in their league draw with Porto last weekend. Borges has explained how both Gyökeres and Quenda have been dealing with fitness concerns amid transfer links with United. "I'm not a doctor, but I'm not going to be specific here. He's available, he doesn't have any injuries anymore, he's getting into his rhythm, he had a break. I wish I could have him. He makes an impact, I have no doubt. But they're so worried about Victor that there are things that don't make much sense to me." He stopped, recovered, and is slowly coming back. "We have to be careful not to get another injury." Manchester United could be prepared to part ways with Alejandro Garnacho during the summer transfer window, according to Guiveme Sport. The Argentine was heavily linked with a move away from Old Trafford this winter. Napoli were keen on landing him, but could not agree personal terms. Chelsea were also interested in the Atletico Madrid graduate, but they decided against making a huge outlay before the transfer deadline this month. This has not ended the speculation regarding his future, and reports claim that the attacker could be the subject of fresh interest when the season ends. United are in a tough financial situation at the moment, and their situation could get worse if they don't qualify for the Champions League once more. Garnacho's exit would provide them with pure profit, and it is claimed that a package worth £70 million could be enough to convince United into a sale. It remains to be seen whether Napoli or Chelsea return for his services. Atletico have also been linked with a reunion with Garnacho in the past. Paul Scholes is in the middle of an unexpected public spat with Lisandro Martinez, having seemingly changed his tune about the Manchester United defender. The pair have traded blows in public this week, with Scholes dismissing Martinez as not being Premier League winning material, and Martinez firing back by warning Scholes he wouldn't survive in Argentina. On the overlap fan debate presented by Sky Bet, Scholes said, "Even when Martinez is fit, he's not good enough to win the Premier League with." Martinez snapped back on Instagram saying, "This Jinx guy is really hurting. You put him in Argentina and he wouldn't survive." Scholes regularly sang Martinez's praise after his transfer from Ajax to United in 2022. Just a few weeks into the defender's debut campaign at Old Trafford, Scholes declared him as the only player deserving a guaranteed spot in the first team. Furthermore, he insisted Martinez would be a huge miss when he hobbled off injured in United's Europa League game against Sevilla in April 2023, saying that Scholes has never shied away from critiquing the Argentine when he saw fit. In the previous October, after United's victory over Sheriff, the former England star, 50, pointed out that Martinez needed to level up his one-on-one defending. "I still don't think he's the best 1-versus-1. I think having Raphael Varane next to him has really helped to settle him," Scholes voiced at the time. A few months later, he lambasted Martinez for a criminal blunder during United's notorious 7-0 thrashing by Liverpool, asserting that the defender deserved a telling off. The first goal of the game was, but Scholes thought Dutchman's shot might have been saved by David De Gea if not for Martinez dropping into the 6-yard box and obscuring the keeper's view. "I certainly don't think it helped De Gea," Scholes said. "I don't think he's quite in line at the point it's kicked, but David can also think the ball might hit him. But when he does hit it, he has gone right past him. You see David's reaction there towards Martinez. He doesn't quite have a go at him, but I think he should do. Think it happened a couple of times, once before with Robertson where he ended up clearing it off the line. He is going far too deep. He should be getting up the pitch. Can he stop the shot or have an effect on the shot rather than get in the keeper's way? He needs to trust his goalkeeper. This is a top goalkeeper we're talking about. Do not get in his way. If anybody gets in the goalkeeper's way, it's criminal." Last month, Scholes took his criticism further, suggesting United should part ways with Martinez during a keep or sell segment for TNT Sports. "He's done okay of late, but I think I'd sell," said the former midfielder, who also insisted he would let go of Marcus Rashford, Matthijs de Ligt, Luke Shaw, Mason Mount, Casemiro, Antony, and Joshua Zirkzee. Martinez was ruled out for the season after he sustained a severe knee injury during United's 2-0 loss to Crystal Palace earlier this month, with his return not anticipated until the year's end. The Argentine international's time at United has been marred by persistent fitness issues, causing him to sit out almost 60 matches for both club and country, as per Transfermarkt. United have been heavily linked with Gyökeres, but the Sporting CP striker narrowly missed out on joining another club. Gyökeres has emerged as one of the leading forwards in European football since his initial £16 million, €20 million, move from Coventry City to the Portuguese Giants in 2023. Since linking up with Ruben Amorim's old side, the 26-year-old has scored a phenomenal 77 goals in 85 games, helping fire the club to the Primera Liga title last season. United's faltering forward line and Gyökeres' existing connection to new boss Amorim has led to reports that the Sweden international will be one of the club's top targets in the summer transfer window. However, Gyökeres' career nearly took a different direction as he began attracting interest from other clubs during his time at Coventry. "Victor Gyökeres' agent told me I was the only French sporting director who called him when he was at Coventry," Brest sporting director Gregory Lorenzi has told L'Équipe. "I was willing to pay €4 to €5 million, £3.3 to £4.1 million, but the asking price was €8 million, £6.6 million. This likely would have been after Gyökeres' first permanent season with the Sky Blues in 2022, where he scored 18 times across all competitions. The following year, his 22-goal tally helped take Mark Robbins's side to within a penalty shootout of the Premier League before joining Sporting for more than double his previous asking price. Brest and Lorenzi must rue the missed opportunity to have signed Gyökeres at such a bargain price, though the French side did still reach the Champions League after finishing third in League One last season. The striker's earlier £6.6 million, €8 million, asking price is a far cry from the £83 million, €100 million, release clause in his current contract, though United may not have to pay the full amount. Reports in Portugal have claimed that Gyökeres and Sporting reached a gentleman's agreement last month to sell the Swedish striker for a fee between £58.6 million and €62.8 million, €70 to €75 million, in the summer. While this could be positive for United, the lower asking price may alert other clubs to his availability, and the possibility of no European football next season could also work against Amorim's side. Gyökeres has scored 34 goals in 35 games for Sporting this season, including a Champions League hat-trick against Manchester City. It is a significantly higher goal tally than Joshua Zirkzee and Rasmus Højlund's combined total of 12. Attacking the East Stand in the first half of last Friday night's 2-1 FA Cup win over Leicester City, there was seemingly only one destination for Patrick Dorgu when Manchester United's players broke from their pre-match huddle. But instead of running over to the left side, the new recruit from Lecce sprinted across to the right. Having been desperate to sign a left-sided wing-back throughout the January transfer window, it was a surprise when Dorgu made his United debut from the other flank. Diogo Dalot, naturally a right-sided player, once again started at left wing-back, much to the bemusement of United supporters. The Portuguese international has struggled for form in recent months, and the arrival of Dorgu was expected to see him reinstated to his preferred flank. However, Dorgu spent his debut at right wing-back, and as flat and lethargic as the Reds were in the opening 45 minutes, Dorgu was a bright spark. The 20-year-old boasted a respectable 82% passing accuracy, won half of his duels, won 2 tackles, completed 2 interceptions, and fired a shot off target that was not a million miles away. It was a solid start. Offering United a sense of speed and athleticism, it was a surprise when Ruben Amorim hooked him at halftime. He was replaced by Alejandro Garnacho in a move that proved key in helping United turn the game on its head. Despite the solid nature of Dorgu's debut, Amorim's decision to start him on the right was a talking point, and Amorim was asked about it after the game. "He played a lot of time at Lecce on the right and the left," said the United boss. "That is one of the characteristics we pay attention to a lot, to have a player like him. He was a little bit anxious with first touch of the ball. It's a different league for him, different speed of the game. But he did well. He had pace, strength. He will improve a lot, and we as a team need to play better to help these new guys to perform at the right level. The position, you can see in Y-Scout, he can play both sides. The Dane could be deployed on that flank regularly between now and the end of the season at the very least. Wingbacks are essential to Amorim's 3-4-2-1 system, and Dorgu is currently the only natural option United have available. With Amorim favoring a left-footed option in the right-sided number 10 position, Ahmad is a strong bet to retain that position for the foreseeable future, meaning he and Dorgu could become Amorim's first-choice partnership on the right. Amorim has refused to close the door on the right wing-back spot, becoming Ahmad's long-term position. But his craving for a left-footed player in the right-sided number 10 role means the Ivorian is playing in a more advanced role for Arsenal. Man United receive major boost in pursuit of highly rated 15-goal striker. RB Leipzig are reportedly open to letting Benjamin Sesko leave during this summer's transfer window, with Arsenal and Manchester United said to be among the clubs interested in his services. The 21-year-old has again been in strong form for Leipzig during the 2025 campaign, scoring 15 goals and registering 4 assists in 30 appearances in all competitions. Sesko signed a new deal with the Red Bulls in June 2024, with his current contract due to expire at the end of the 2029 campaign. But there remains a host of speculation surrounding his future. Arsenal are believed to be keen on the Slovenia international, while Man United have also been credited with an interest, as both major English clubs look to sign new strikers during this summer's transfer window. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has claimed that Leipzig had initially been planning to keep Sesko this summer, but the situation has now changed, with the Bundesliga club open to realistic offers. Leipzig open to selling Man United, Arsenal-linked Sesko. Very clear message internally from Red Bull CEO Oliver Mintzlaff, who really wanted to keep Benjamin Sesko at RB Leipzig for January, and in the summer, the feeling is completely different, Romano said on his official YouTube channel. The understanding is that in the summer, there will be a chance for Benjamin Sesko to try something new, something different, and so Arsenal will be there for sure. He's one of the top strikers in the list at Arsenal, also appreciated by other clubs, including Chelsea. But now Arsenal keep contacts active because they believe that Benjamin Sesko could be an absolute strong and top candidate for the striker position from next season. So he's scoring goals, he's providing assists, and Arsenal keep following the development of the player. Sesko made the move to Leipzig from Red Bull Salzburg in July 2023, and he has represented his current side on 72 occasions, scoring 33 goals and registering 6 assists in the process. A transfer fee has not been mentioned by Romano, but it is believed that Leipzig would be looking for at least £70 million for the forward, considering the number of clubs following his progress. There is believed to have been a £54 million release clause in Sesko's old contract at Leipzig, and at that price, he would certainly be worth considering. but adding on at least another £16 million makes it somewhat of a risk. Sesko's numbers are impressive, including 23 goals and 5 assists in 51 Bundesliga appearances, but he has only managed 6 goals in 26 Champions League outings for Salzburg and Leipzig. The forward's potential is there for all to see, but neither Arsenal nor Man United can afford to get it wrong when it comes to a big-money striker signing this summer, and shelling out that amount for a largely unproven Sesko is a risk. Newcastle United's Alexander Isak looks out of reach, though, while Sporting Lisbon's Victor Gyökeres appears to be Man United's leading target, so it would not be even slightly surprising to see Sesko at the Emirates Stadium next term. Former Manchester United forward Mason Greenwood has continued to advertise Marseille amid reports that his former Manchester United teammate Paul Pogba could be joining the club ahead of his ban being lifted in March. Greenwood joined Roberto De Zerbi's side last summer after matters off the pitch led to United cutting ties with the winger. The forward has seemingly settled in his new surroundings, though, and has been performing well for the League One club. The winger, who now represents Jamaica internationally, has bagged 14 goals in 23 appearances for Marseille as they continue their push to qualify for next season's Champions League. To help them do that, reports have suggested Marseille may well look to recruit free agent Pogba for the remainder of the season. Pogba's suspension after testing positive for DHEA, a banned substance, ends in March, with the Frenchman able to play professionally from next month. Having been presented with the prospect of signing the midfielder, Greenwood gave an update to Telefoot saying he would be pleased to reunite with the midfielder in the south of France. "He's a great man, professional, who has taken me under his wing," Greenwood said. "He's a top player. Any team in Europe would love to have him." €60 million Amorim favorite keen on Manchester United transfer. Sporting CP wonderkid Giovanni Quenda is keen on joining Ruben Amorim at Manchester United, according to a report. The club's financial situation remains far from ideal, and Ineos released a worrying statement on Tuesday. But Man United's recruitment department believes that they will be able to make major signings if they manage to shift the dead wood in the squad. Naturally, Man United have been linked with several players from Ruben Amorim's former club Sporting CP, as they are intimately familiar with the system the Portuguese is trying to implement at Old Trafford. Victor Gyökeres and Giovanni Quenda are most prominently associated with the Manchester club. But while the former has doubts about a move to Man United, it seems that the latter is chomping at the bit to join. At least that is according to Team Talk, which claims that Quenda is keen to link up with Amorim again after the 40-year-old handed him his first team debut in Lisbon. Quenda has emerged as one of Portugal's most promising talents this season and can play on either wing as well as a wing-back, which is of course making him a very attractive commodity for Manchester United. Portuguese media has already claimed that the Red Devils have his signing pretty much wrapped up for a fee in the region of €60 million. However, the above-mentioned report states that the deal is by no means done, although club sources are confident that an agreement will be reached. Quenda was already being linked with Man United before Amorim arrived in November, but the head coach is described as being a big driver of the deal.